also says a lot when you're an IPO that with the green shoe being potentially exercised, you get close to $7 billion. So the biggest US IPO since Rivian, as you mentioned, up close to 30%. I would say, for all intents and
Hmm.
purposes, this has been a far better success in day one than I think even the sponsors who backed this company would have expected.
Pretty remarkable considering the fact that I don't think there's any tie into AI here, Bailey, unless I'm wrong. This is a company that makes old fashioned stuff. And I guess maybe it's appropriate or on brand for this market right now for investors to be chasing an actual profitable company with a track record.
No, certainly, and we've seen that play out really in the last few months. If you look at the leaders in the S&P 500, we've seen investors
Hmm.
rotating to healthcare companies and more defensive plays. And when we caught up with Medline CEO this morning, he painted a vision that they should be compared to Costco. And at first, you say, I don't know how a healthcare
Huh.
company is going to be related to Costco, but their vision is they have a private brand. Kirkland obviously has their,
Hmm.
excuse me, Costco has their Kirkland brand. Medline is really
Hmm.
touting their ability to own their supply chain and do a number of their logistics in house. So when you think about it, it's not your typical supply chain company because they produce so many goods. They have over 300,000 products that they distribute, and they are a key player within the healthcare space. So if you look at kind of the fundamentals, talking to investors, this is what people want to see more of as opposed to excitement around what
Yeah,
AI
right.
could bring 5 years from now.
Well, I guess that's kind of refreshing. 300,000 products? That's
Yeah.
incredible. Just give us the 30,000-foot view, Bailey, because it has been a pretty big year for new issues. And remembering when Donald Trump took office, we heard all about animal spirits. This is go time for the Goldman Sachs of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, we've seen about $45 billion raised in IPOs here in the US. So that lags, call it 50 billion, what we would see in a typical year, the decade before COVID. But you have to keep in mind, nobody, for all intents and purposes, wanted to go public in April and May because of the tariff turmoil.
Hmm.
And it was very
Right.
difficult to get public when the SEC was shut down. So if you say $45 billion raised and we remove 3 or 4 months, that's actually quite good. And a lot of investors and bankers obviously are very keen for what 2026 can bring. And there's a lot of excitement, whether that's private equity portfolios or the SpaceXs of the world.